Morning, everyone. Welcome to our Human Resource meeting on July 6, 2023. The time is 10 a.m. I'm calling this meeting to order. In attendance are Commissioners Matari and Duncan. Commissioner Brooks is on vacation today. And our first item is, are there any changes to the agenda? Okay, no changes. Then our first item is bonus payments request with our 911 organization and Lieutenant Higgins.
Lieutenant Higgins, for the record, this is a request. So everybody in this room probably knows the staffing issues that are going on at the 911 center. I have dispatchers working 18 days in a row to cover vacations and FMLA stuff. And I just think that we're at a time where we need to thank them and recognize them for their continued service and dedication to the agency and the citizens of this county. I'm requesting retention bonuses or bonuses for the remainder of this fiscal year. They're broken down in three categories. Supervisors and trainers will get $1,500 a month. ECOs who work overtime and can cover vacation shifts will get $1,000 a month, and all the other ECOs will get $500 a month. Those are trainers and people that are on FMLA restrictions would get the $500 a month. The cost for this, based on the auditor's office, is $75,726 total. That's loaded wages. We currently have a salary savings of $261,000, so this is budget neutral. It won't affect current budget issues that we have. So that's the request. We want to thank these hardworking men and women for what they do, and I think this is the best way to do it. It's not going to solve the staffing issues, but at least we'll thank them.
Sure. Questions?
No questions.
Okay, motion?
I move that we approve the bonus payments request for 911.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, motion passes. Thank you, Lieutenant. Item 2, step increase request with our assessor and the residential appraisal division and our chief deputy assessor, Ben Crottinger.
Morning, Commissioners. Ben Crottinger for the record. So I don't know if we'd like to talk kind of more in depth about this, maybe in executive session, but
I read the backup documentation. I don't have a need to go into executive session.
okay.
Do you?
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'll just kind of say like a kind of a quick overview. It's for one of our residential appraisers who has a designation, and kind of with what happened when we went over into a matrix system, they were kind of above the other appraisers. But then we went to a matrix, and they were put into kind of the same step as everyone else. They do not have the designation, so I think to really do it correctly, he should be kind of one step higher. And this would just be going from a 7 to an 8, so that's just a 67-cent raise for this.
okay. Questions?
No questions.
Okay, motion?
I move that we approve the step increase request from the assessor's office for the residential appraisals.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. Thanks, Ben. All right, motion passes. Item 3, step increase request for district court civil. Yes, go ahead, Callie.
Yeah, Callie Young for the record. We are asking for one of our clerk 3s to be moved essentially based on policy 120, section 3.7, because of their years of service and where they landed due to their last promotion. It was coming in below what they currently were making. And so we are just asking that based on the hiring policy and not the promotion policy. After speaking with HR, we reviewed this policy and do have their approval to bring this for you today, just so that way we can move that person into that correct step.
Yeah, so my understanding, this was a hiring versus promotion kind of confusion at this point.
So we were looking at 3.5, but it was really 3.7. And so after looking with them, doing the budget analysis, we do have those figures, and we think that it would be budget neutral just for that liquor proportionment that we should be getting to cover that balance.
Questions?
No questions.
Motion?
I move that we approve the step increase request for the district court clerk.
Retroactive to May 22nd.
which was, yes, correct, May 22nd, yes.
Second. Let's wait.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, motion passes. Thank you, Callie. All right, item 4, temporary staffing and the prosecuting attorney's office. Prosecutor Mortensen, please.
Thank you, Board. This is Stan Mortensen for the record. As the Board may know, on paper, we're basically fully staffed. We're only short one attorney, but 4 of those hires don't start until July 31st and then into September. And so that does leave us short as far as court coverage. We only have one paid intern in the budget, but we have 3 interns. 2 of the 3 interns agreed to work this summer unpaid. They have proven to be very valuable because they can both appear in court on their limited licenses. They are covering court hearings for us because we're short-staffed, at least one of which has even gone into trial and won a bench trial. And so they are doing very good work. And I'm asking the board to approve paying those 2 interns from this point forward, but my second request is to approve back pay in recognition of the work they've already done.
Is
This would be
that in
budget
the
neutral.
projection?
It's in the projection, yes. Total, if the board approves back pay and pay until their last days in July and August, it would total just over $26,000.
Oh, that's why I updated this morning.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. It's all right. All right. And then salary savings increase. So, that's fine. All right, questions?
No questions.
All right, motion.
I move that we approve the temporary staffing to be paid for the prosecuting attorney
And back pay.
with back
included.
pay.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. Motion passes. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, board.
All right. Item 5, additional full-time equivalent or full-time employee request at the coroner's office. I don't see any person here. Okay, well, I'll give it a shot. So they were approved for a mid-year position for a part-time person, but what they've realized with their caseloads is that they were just going to ask for another full-time for next budget year, but it's, they've come forward to ask to make their current part-time approval for an employee to make it full-time, and my understanding is they actually have somebody in mind to fill this position, so. Questions?
Does that take up the 2 part-time positions?
Correct,
Yeah.
yeah. So one part-time they hired, and then another one actually wanted full-time work. And since they knew that they needed it for next year anyway, they asked to come
So
forward.
it helps, yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
so it helps.
perfect sense.
Yep. So, all right.
I move that we approve the additional full-time equivalent request for the coroner.
And then I guess, Darren, so we're changing that part-time to a full-time? Is that motions? Fine. Second. I second it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm waiting for Bill to say something. Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, motion passes. Item 6, airport director. And then we'll handle 6 and 7 together, probably in executive session. Oh, hi, Dr. Duke. Your position's been approved.
Here's your hat. What's your hurry?
So I don't need to present, or am I?
Nope, I presented for you, and apparently I did okay. So
Thank you so much for doing that, I appreciate it.
you're very welcome. See you later.
I should try that.
All right, so is there any discussion that you want to have right now, or you want to go into executive session?
I think we should go into executive session.
Okay. So we're going to handle items 6 and 7 together in executive session, and so we'll need a 1A and 1B. I will just say that we have our interim director give his notice for later this month, and so we're talking about replacing our interim airport director. So is there a motion?
I move that we enter into executive session pursuant to Idaho Code 74-2061B and 1A.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. Is there a motion to exit executive session?
I move that we exit executive sessions 1B and 1A.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, so for item number 6, Airport Director, like I stated before we went into session, our interim director is stepping down to actually a part-time position with the airport. And so I move that we appoint Gaston Patterson as the interim airport director
On July 23rd.
starting July 23rd.
I second the motion.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, and then as far as item 7, we've kind of discussed what that's going to look like, and we'll approve that on the business meeting on Tuesday. So, public comment? Nobody online, nobody on the phone, nobody in person. 10:28, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.